What's up, guys? '09 Honda Civic. We're gonna replace the alternator. So one thing for sure, make sure you have a radio code, because if you disconnect the battery, you're gonna lose radio code. Because you need to disconnect the battery, because this is a live power right here coming straight from over there. If you take this off and it touches anywhere, you're gonna arc something, okay? A lot of times what I like to do is I like to remove this and I would like to tape it up and do not disconnect the battery. Okay, that's one way to do it. Okay, other than that, that's how we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna disconnect this, we're gonna remove the connector, we're gonna take this off, tape this up, we're gonna remove the belt, and after that we should have 2 bolts for the alternator, one up here, one down here. I'll show you as we go along. So these little clips, they just come off. You pull the tabs over and this comes off. Same thing over here, but this is strap tied here. We're gonna remove all this and disconnect this. We're gonna cut the strap off because this plate has to be transferred to the new alternator. This little guy right here, once you have this harness and the belt off, it should be easy. Okay, this little guy right here, if I can squeeze it, if not, we're gonna have to lift this boot up to see what's in there. And how we squeeze in, just a connector, this green looking connector over here. This guy comes off, and it should be a 10mm in here. We're gonna remove that too. All this, I had to move the car from there to here. I had all the connections loose. So next step is I want to remove this 10mm. Go easy on it. Sometimes it's like jammed, and you can, if you're doing some other type of service, you can break that. So I'm gonna get a tape. You're not gonna see this part. I'm gonna bring tape. I'm gonna tape this up, and then I'm gonna put the whole harness to the side. So I used some electrical tape and I wrapped this baby up, and now I can simply just still don't want nothing touching it. I'm gonna just leave it over here, because whatever I touch, it will arc and shatter. So I'm not sure if that's a 19 or a 17mm. We're gonna pull that, take off the belt. We're gonna remove this. I'm gonna get an extension so I can remove this. Then we got some bolts to tackle. I had to get this damn stick out of the way. I use a pry bar there. So it's a 19mm, and what you want to do is, this is going upward. You're gonna yank on this just like that. It's hard to see down there, and the belt will be loose. You see that? I'm gonna get this belt off. You're not gonna see this part either. So once you have the belt off, we can work on the rest of it, okay? I'm not sure if I was recording. So I got the belt off by yanking on the tensioner. So our belt is off, and now we need to get this 12mm over here. I'm not sure about the bottom one. I'm gonna fish that one out. You might have to kind of get in there. It's right next to the water pump pulley, but we should be able to fish it from there. So once I get both bolts off, I will show you guys. Okay, so gonna cut that strap off there. Usually this is like clipped in here, but I don't know why. Okay, the alternator power compressor was changed, so the harness might be a little different. Doesn't reach, but make sure you don't leave it hanging. It could get caught somewhere here, get melted there. So that's all I need to do is take off this 12mm right here. Okay, and then our alternator should be free to come out. You see how it just dropped? Beautiful. That's what I want. This baby to just drop in there. So you see how we took that one off first, and then this one. The reverse procedure would be get this in there. You do gotta push that little guy back a little bit. Put this bolt in first, the top one, and then the bottom one. And do not lock up the top bolt until you get both bolts. So this thing just got stiff. I'm gonna have to kind of wiggle this and get this off. There you guys, keeps moving. There you go, the bolt is coming. Come on, baby. Don't give us a hard time. And this baby is out of there. There you go. So both the bolts are out. I should be able to get this alternator out. If you need to use a pry bar, use the pry bar right there. I'm gonna go get one. Okay, this baby comes right off, and make sure that just doesn't fall and hit anything. So it's out of there. Come on. There you go. So when you get your new alternator, this is original Honda alternator. They don't make these no more. They want to sell you another one for like 750 bucks. Brand new one. They do not mean reman. They do not want the cord from you. But if you can find one, put original one in. This was, it was causing noise, and plus it wasn't regulating the voltage properly, okay? That's the reason why we changed this. So the new one, if you get it aftermarket, make sure you file the paint right here, because the paint will restrict grounding, okay? Or you will have poor grounding. You don't want that. So on the new alternator, we're gonna put this in, and we're gonna put this bracket on, and I'm gonna offer this to the customer, charge them core for the other one, offer them to keep this one because it is working. But if they want to put another one in, if they can find a reman, they're gonna have to return, and the Honda wants only the original one. Anyways, we're gonna wait for the new alternator. So we got an alternator, and part number, I use Remy because they give me a lifetime warranty. I like to put original. I don't like I'm not a fan of aftermarket stuff anymore with alternators or starters. Okay, but we don't have a choice because the dealership does not want to make this no more. So what I want to do here is, one, we're gonna remove this little guy right here. This guy is on here in this direction. So pretty much transfer all of your hardware onto the new alternator. And slowly straight, come on. A little bit more. So it's gonna be above this and onto that. I wish I had 3 hands. I always say that, so I can work better. I'm gonna lock that up in a little bit. So we got this plate here, very important plate, keeps the alternator nice and cool from the exhaust temperature there. And I'll lock this in. There you go. So I want to push this in. What you want to do is, I like to put the bolt in there and then kind of hammer it. And I'm going to clean here with the file, and that should take care of that. Your long bolt, put that on over here. Also check the thread here. The paint will kind of mess with you a little bit there. Time for me to clean all that out. Oh, what am I doing here? I'm an idiot here. I made a mess right here. Look what I did. I put a socket onto my impact there. Look at that. Thing is nicely painted. Someone was having fun with this, but that's gonna be bad for the ground. So take it easy. You don't want to damage the bolt either. All I need to do is go back a little bit. Perfect there. So I'm gonna take my file, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scrape this paint off so we can have a good ground. Because if you don't do that, your alternator be just showing no power. So I'm gonna do that here, and in the bottom. You're not gonna see me continue here, but do that. It is ready to go in the Honda. Put this on the floor real quick so I can get rid of this bolt out of my hand. Okay, there goes nothing. She's heavy for one hand. So you see how it's gonna fit in there nicely and evenly. I would tap a little bit more because it's kind of perfectly flush there, but this one in. So I'm gonna get both bolts in. Give me a moment and I'll be back. Both bolts in, bottom and top. Like I said, put the top on in first. So I'm gonna get my ratchet and I'm gonna lock both of those bolts up. And then I'll get you the torque specs. Okay, reverse procedure here. I'm probably gonna have to turn my ratchet the other way around. So the bottom bolt is snugged in, and I'm gonna get your torque. I'm gonna be tightening this by hand. So if you got a torque wrench, do so. Because I am gonna get your torque specs. This thing is kind of free playing. Let me get a little bit more. There you go. Should be able to lock this baby up. Okay, it's free playing again. It's gonna be tight and loose at certain points, so just kind of get it with the hand. I wish if you're not holding a camera, it'd be easier for you guys. So you need to tighten this till that little notch pulls itself back in, okay? So you probably hear some kind of screeching, or the bolt is not tightening and it's loosening because it's pulling on it. So that's what's happening here right now. And then it should just lock up once it pulls right in everything. There you go, feel it, the force already. And there we have it. And I do need to, don't go crazy either, torque it to spec. I'm gonna lock up the bottom one and I'm gonna put the belt on. That's the part you're not gonna see, so just follow a belt video, get the belt on in there, make sure it's routed perfectly and it's on each pulley nicely and clean, and then we'll finish up the rest. Belt on and everything, so this job is pretty much done. Gonna get this in. This is the precaution part here. I remove the tape. I'm gonna get this in, and the 10mm goes onto that. To get the bracket on, did get this bracket on, so these things just simply connect right in. This goes right in. We will do an alternator voltage test here, but I still need to take out the battery, and I need to strap tie this compressor here, the sensor for the compressor. All right, so I'm not gonna be able to do this with the one hand because things just keep, I might be able to grab it. There you go, clicks right in. So we are gonna strap tie this like right over here. Let me just give this a little bit of slack. Do not forget to lock this up. Where's my tool? Okay, here we are with the alternator voltage test, 1440. Anything above 13, like I said, is good. Everything matters, okay? Get yourself a little battery cleaner. This is like $5 from AutoZone. You're gonna have to clean the terminals inside where it makes contact, okay? Everything matters, okay? We're done. Thank you for watching this video. I'm gonna strap tie this little guy right there. Other than that, we're all set and ready to go. Bye bye. See you guys in the next video.